Diego's the immortal VP.
Naku, lakad mo tatang, lakad mo tatang!
Normally.
Because they have this Nyx hero now.
Can they still cut it with a TA? There we go. It is going to be the TA. Is that? Do you think that's enough? Well, actually, I'm really curious. Is Nyx going to be? Yes, it's Nyx 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. I think Lella said he's going to go 0-3 and bring out like 4 salves in the first couple of minutes, and he's going to walk straight into the CK stun. The first death, one of 3 coming soon. Axel in so much trouble. Queen Tech are the one to grab
side lanes.
And especially after laning stage, it's going to come down to Alone on this Storm and Oscar on the Sand King. And speaking of Oscar, actually, in the Sandstorm, do they have reveal?
Sentry.
Sentry's dropped. He doesn't have Burrow Strike, so that'll be another kill. Going the way of the Balrogs. Burner picking it up, so accelerating herself even more in that bottom lane.
Things are not going so good for you. It's much better to just go straight up Blink Dagger, because you're losing the lane anyway.
Yeah, you need to be that presence. Now, with the Storm coming in, it is Oscar and Alone pairing up to kill the Clockwork. It will mean a bit of pressure onto Burner's mid. 7 minutes in, doesn't feel particularly good.
I mean, what is this? Like, what can they... Oh, okay, here we go. I don't know if we were watching top lane. The bottom died. Yes.
Ah, they get him. Burner, I thought he'd be fine just getting back behind tower. Now Oscar taking the tower hits and the battery assault. Cleared up.
Not going to be joining.
Difficult for him to come across. But now DK's popped his ulti, so this would be the perfect time to go in on him. They do get that Oscar ulti out and DK down. Not as tanky as he first appeared.
That first usage of the epicenter, very nice. Like, he got the really good timing on that Blink Dagger, considering how the lane went.
Hey, look at me. I'm a target. They will start on the next with that carapace. Yeah, turns it back onto the CK. Hook shot comes, but damage is lacking. Queen Tekka on the run. Storm's got plenty of mana to play with, though, and Alone straight back on in it. And Sexy Yogi, trying to save his buddy, gets taken down in a matter of seconds. ZXC just gets slapped by the Melt Strike of the TA. What looked like a Radiant push on that top tier one now turns into a push down bottom, while CK Tech is here with a Phantasm, but Oscar with a Burrow Epicenter back in on him. Loads of damage from the Templar Assassin. Oh, they're going to bring the CK down. Yeah, now DK is coming here to defend. Oscar in the trees, any reveal coming. Sexy Yogi does have a Sentry and a Dust. I'll be able to find him, but will they catch him? No, he blinks out. And Lumiere sticks around. The hook shot whiffs completely, now Affliction. He'll line up the stun, not going to land it though, as the DK blinks off to the right, but they've got 3 traps. The Scout has traveled through the jungle. And again, this Templar Assassin getting involved so early on. Just opens things. Just out of range of a Radiant Sentry as well. Is Alone going to zip across? Of course he is. Pops the Arcane straight in onto the CK, blows up Queen Tekka. Axel scouted that out and set it up beautifully. And now, Balrogs, they really want this tier 1 mid, but they're going to be met with aggression. 2-man Burrow, side lane splashing up the meld, and that is just destruction of Robozy. They've got the Stone Gaze going. That's a Snake coming back to Burner, but Alone and Oscar, they've got another Burrow Strike. They've got stuns galore. The minus armor's way too much to handle.
Out. And
8 stacks on the Deso, 17 minutes in.
Not bad.
And a TP top. See, CK just, yeah, he's out here pushing the wave, but not really where he should be. Boost to travel from Oscar. Like you said, allows him to play the side lanes, get straight. And then your Medusa's stuck, your CK's stuck, and you're all up here doing nothing.
Balrogs have no real objectives to take at this point. Like, they take tier 1 tower mid.
Yeah, Storm with the Sand King in onto the DK. Does have that one popped and a good stun onto the Storm Spirit now. A big kill for them. Aegis gone. Oscar in a bit of trouble, but with Lumiere arriving, the next short work of the Clockwork and Storm go in pretty deep. Just wants the creep wave.
Lost a big part of the map. Lumiere, he's going to get jumped. But the good Force
He's
staff.
got BKB and the Force Staff, absolutely right. Michael's there to save the TA. And Lumiere can still think about this BKB
It's time
blink
to go. No Medusa.
to go back in. Hook shot, catches Nyx and Sand King inside the cogs, but they turn back on him. Sexy Yogi down to half HP and a good impale, landing on Burner. There's that sharpshooter clearing up the Clockwork, while CK does bring down Affliction. The fight slows down until Oscar jumps back in. He's found the Medusa and the Melt Strike, BKB up. TA just focuses in. Straight into the line of sight of TA and Storm, and Burner are dead for a minute. CK will follow up.
If Balrogs didn't have Medusa, if they had some like different type of the carry, I would say. So I don't blame them. Like they just need to make stuff done.
Oh dear. So many stuns coming his way. Didn't stand a chance on Storm. The ball lightning BKB straight onto the Medusa. Hookshot's already being used up as well. And Alone just going wild on Burner. Next Assassin. Oh, he's going to get trapped in the cogs now. And the Stone Gaze is going. Storm of Spirit trapped with the stuns on him, but he's so tanky. They can't bring him down. And this allows Lumiere with a DD to come back in to play around with a CK. Oscar with that great reinitiation. And another Bushwhack. Fine Sexy Yogi. Balrogs falling apart. One by one, they all die.
Storm, big zip on Medusa. Great.
Go. Michael, Oscar, they're out on the front line technically. But the epicenter started, cancelled now by that hook shot. But Robo-Z focused, blown up by the TA. Oh, it's not looking good for the Balrogs. That two-man stun lands in, and the next Assassin catches them. Sexy Yogi down, and the Storm and TA still going. Burner will manter out with his BKB going, does get a support kill. But ZXC, with that epicenter now arriving from Oscar, will be annihilated. And that's it, a 5-man wipe, losing only your Nyx. He's had a pretty good game, that next Assassin.
He does. He gets the job done. He goes. I can't blame them. Even with Medusa, they just feel like they don't have enough. Like they don't have enough damage. This Storm Spirit and Templar Assassin got out of control. They got too much out of the laning stage. The way they tried to set things up is they put the CK. I think it comes down to like itemization and the execution on the bottom tower. They just kept chain feeding. Great rotation from Infamous.
By Underlord, Luna should be fine.
What about Drow? He suggested less. Oh,
Go
Troll. Well, since we're asking about meta to let us, I'm gonna give you this question. Where do you think the Troll stands right now? What do you think of this pick of the Troll?
Well, they're keeping Oscar on his toes, forcing him to use that stick. Gyro's CS still looking pretty good in comparison. In that top lane, Axel in the Pit of Malice. Soul rips up. Doesn't have himself a stick. He's being chased back by Queen Tekka, but 290 move speed, has the Firestorm to finish it off. Claim that first blood in the top lane.
He was bringing a lot of consumables.
Lumiere with his own stick and self-sustain in that lane for as long as he likes. Maybe even turning onto ZXC here. That decay finishes him off. Squishy little hoodwink. Maybe even a play onto Queen Tekka. Ranged axe is slowing him. That decay going on him. Undying pops the stick. It looks like he should be okay under his own tower. Is that just magic damage from Gyro is so scary for him?
He tends to play the lane. He just wants to be playing in the lane a little bit more, gives them, as you said, a bit more tankiness and gives them that region. Good bait by Robo-Z on a mid lane. I saw him just...
It does leave Queen Tekka top alone. Lumiere has chased him out of lane already. While Oscar and Sexy Yogi in the jungle. Still dragging these Radiant creep waves around. Under a sentry now, though, Oscar. Has to burst strike the IO and get the kill.
Damage from Caustic, man. It surprises you. It's just insane how much damage it does. They do have a sentry. Okay, he's dead.
And they've got Bushwhack as well, so we can't really burrow into the trees to try to TP. ZXC was holding in spells for as long as possible, and now, like you said, Tiny shows up. Toss is sanking up and down into hiding in the tree line. Cutting through. A little path for himself. Affliction's going to find him, though.
Storm has no mana, so they can't go for it.
And they're relocating up. They want this Undying real bad. Who's coming? It's Tiny IO. Alone says, thank you very much. I've not been baited.
Alone. Oh, he's going to dodge, but I think they're going to catch him. He has no boots.
Yeah, they're still going to get the Tiny combo, but Oscar's here. Burrow strike it, but now into the Bushwhack. They've caught the Storm up, but they miss out on the Sharpshooter. Still killing him off. Oscar now in the cooldown, going to drop 2. Burner, you said he needed to get involved and get these fights going. They have down south. There's no one there. No one showing on the waves. They might catch a glimpse of someone in a sec, and it's going to be ZXC. Demolished, and now a zip forward with a Vortex onto the Underlord. Alone, just finding hero after hero. He's trying to go for the portal. Queen Tekka not making it through. The door shuts on him, and that portal was going back to his Ancient. Okay, returning. Whoa, with the Gyro, they want to fight this? Burner does have a BKB, and it looks like Infamous running a little low on resources. No mana remaining, but Oscar's out of there with a burrow and a blink. He's away from the cooldown. And Axel, even with a high ground tombstone, he's got 3 heroes surrounding him. Storm wants to fight under Tomb. It's a great one, but he doesn't really have the team close enough to him. Troll from the north, though. Back in with a BKB. That tombstone is just stacking up zombies. Queen Tech is going to follow Sexy Yogi along with Robo Z. The zombies just keep on munching at them. Even with the avalanche, they've got a 4-staff forward, another chakra magic, and a triple kill for Lumiere.
They didn't have an observer.
Coordinated. I think that top middle null needs to be bottom left slot, but maybe that's just me. Storm had the vision from Michael's Cottle. On we go to ZXC's Hoodwink. The toss-up actually kills the Hoodwink, basically, as Alone is on the Tiny now. They've got so much mana just batteried into this Alone Storm that they can go more and more and more, diving deeper with the Ball Lightning. 3 seconds to relocate, 2 seconds, 1 second. Damage, goal! Still comes. Lumiere gets the takedown, finishes as the IO.
Lumiere is in the spot to kill Io whenever he relocates. They do have the heals coming out from Keeper of Creation.
Oh,
He wants to go for another wave.
Can they pierce BKB? He's going to BKB TP. Oscar, Burrow, and Sandstorm now Alone. He's coming with a Vortex. Gyro's half HP. He's got the IO to back him up, and Alone's out of mana. Aegis might actually get claimed here. The 4-staff to high ground is a good one, and the dodge on the homing missile even better. The gate has arrived, and Queen Tech is in. The Hoodwink misses the sharpshooter, but look at Lumiere. He's popped in for a bit of a battle as well. Storm respawns out that Aegis, and they will clean up. Easy as you like on the IO now, and Ball Lightning off to the west. ZXC caught in the trees. Poor little Hoodwink has no bushwhack and no way to escape. Relevant carry in this game. What do we go on the gyro? You need Satanic, you need Daedalus, you need... Oh god, we need Queen Tech to not die, but he's been caught out. Snapping across the side of the map with a relocate. Burner and a Sexy Yogi. They're making a meal out of this, but now the gyro, he's left alone here. Under the Sandstorm, Oscar looks like he still might drop, but no, he's got a Burrow Strike back on. The gyro just out. CXC chased by zombies, and so is Robo Z. That's a good bushwhack. Storm very low, but he's got the Cottle to keep that mana flowing, and he'll keep on going straight back on the Tiny. Another burrow from Oscar. They've got the Hoodwink nearby, but Oscar's under the Sandstorm. They're invis and hiding, and Affliction will arrive with their final touch of the decay. All this time, Lumiere's like, oh, you're fighting, guys. Shall I join? No. I'm going to push bottom tier 2. You have just 4v5 them. Can't show bot, mid. They can barely show top with the Underlord. They need to smoke. They need to get a pick. Release some of this pressure, but Oscar and Michael with the Storm Spirit onto the gyro. They kill Michael, but the gyro surviving thanks to the IO. Robo Z, though, has been left isolated. Oscar with another Burrow Strike. He's ready to go straight on in. Good bit of malice from Queen Tech, though. Robo Z may be able to turn, and they are out of there. They've got Lumiere BKB'd up, though, and fighting Sexy. Like 2 weeks ago, I was playing Anti-Mage for the first time in a long time, and I realized 5 years ago I would be tread swapping every time I would blink. Oh, Robo Z. Okay, that's a dead undying.
Tread swapping is easy. It's one button on bottom.
Oscar. That Epi Burrow with Lumiere coming back in. They've got the relocate. I'll leave the IO out there, but Storm. He wants this Hoodwink. Every time he spots ZXC on the map, anywhere and anytime, there's a Ball Lightning and a Vortex with that Hoodwink's name on it.
I mean, what do you even do? Like, you can't protect yourself. You can't leave the base. Usually you want to play in the trees, but you just can't do it.
Buying if they wanted to catch Burner or Sexy Yogi. And that means Balrogs going to have to respond by all TPing out and defending top lane, but Alone is there while Lumiere is taking Roshan, so they get Rosh and a freebie kill.
Gary, Undying has Force Staff and Aghanim Scepter.
Whoa.
I mean,
where did that axe come from?
This hero just doesn't farm. He doesn't get the gold. It shows you, how far ahead Infamous is.
I'm surprised he doesn't have the shard, honestly. Oh, God. That gyro's being shredded. Relocate barely gets him out, but the Oscar Burrow onto the 2. The Underlord and the Tiny all caught up in the epicenter of Sandstorm. Robo-Z has to BKB to run away. Lumiere's bashes were coming, and the Skadi slow is annoying as hell. But Troll can't dive the tier 4 towers just yet. Under the Pit of Malice, all the double blink in. Bye-bye Sexy Yogi and CXC as well. Tier 3 is in trouble. The tombstone's dropped.
We played in the previous 10 minutes, maybe even 15. Could make a comeback in the game because it's a really tough one. It seems like the team just crumbled. It feels like they stopped playing Dota for a reason. I don't know. I haven't felt like that in a while about the team where they just 2 times in a row. They're playing the laning stage relatively well. I'd say not as good as Infamous because they have a bit more tricks up their sleeve in terms of laning. The bottom lane was not doing so well with Sanking and Coddle. So they creep skip. He got the most farm 10-13 minutes in. He was the second most farm hero in the game, which is pretty impressive considering how well other heroes were doing. And just outplayed him, I'd say.
Right. Trinkets